whenever we teach, we want to make sure that they come and learn something. So I always check, what is their level. Even the class before this, the home baker also shared with me how fulfilling she felt to be able to teach the teenagers. She was a bit stressed out preparing before it, but seeing the result, seeing the joy on the face of all these kids, and that really bring her much fulfillment.
So Joe, thank you so much for opening your beautiful bakery, cafe. The HB of course stands for Home Bakers United. So it's sort of a baking show today, but without the baking, more of the baker. Tell us a little bit about, where were you born?
I grew up in this small town called Kuala Terengganu.
Oh wow, KT,
So I was from Terengganu.
Born and bred there.
Born and bred there.
Fantastic.
Until high school, and after that, I came to KL to study. I majored in mass communication.
Okay, mass comm.
In journalism.
Okay.
So after my studies, I started my career as a copywriter or an in-house writer. So I've been writing and also doing advertising, doing marketing for some years.
Okay.
I don't have the background in baking, and it's amazing how I transitioned from my professional industry to what I'm doing today. That was a starting point in 2013. So I think I shared with some people, that was when I went to a missions trip in Hatyai.
This is when you were still working?
That time I was still
media?
working.
Right.
I was in advertising.
Okay.
I was with an agency.
Right.
I was a copywriter.
Okay.
And it's towards the last day of the trip, because I think it was about a week. So we sat down with the local team in Hatyai, and one of the brothers that I talked to shared how the team had a devotion just a week before we visited them. And one of the plans they decided to do the following year is to do baking, like a sort of like a ministry to reach out to the local students there. Because there is
a baking school or
it's
or
more
bakery?
of a baking ministry, like a class, because there's a mom who is really good at baking. So they thought baking can be one of the tools to reach out to the student, because it's a common ground, and those who are interested, they can come. And in a way you build relationship and reach out to them. So the moment he shared that, somehow that moment it just clicked in my heart, because I thought, I love baking and it's something that I can relate to. And it's amazing how you don't just bake, but you bake for a cause, you bake with a reason. You are building relationship with them, because it's all about relationship. So I really allow that thought to sink deep, because when we came back for a debrief or like a closing presentation to share the highlights during the mission trip, before we shared the presentation, you actually shared about 7 R's. Out of the 7 R's, 2 R's stood out so much to me. That the first one was resetting of priorities, and secondly is the rekindling of passion. So the first one got me started thinking more seriously about, why am I working? Am I working towards a destination for a purpose? And secondly is passion, of course, about my liking. I would say liking at that moment, because I purely like it. And I thought, if you can use this in a deeper way, in a more meaningful way, how nice it would be. So that was in the end of 2013. I allowed the thoughts to continue to grow in my heart. And at the same time, I was praying about it. But it constantly stirred me. And I thought maybe now I should take baking a bit more seriously. So I started baking again, because that time I remember I've moved into another place where I don't have a proper kitchen to bake. It's small and I don't have much utensils. Compared to last time when I still have the whole house to myself, I could still bake. And this time, because of what happened there, so I was more intentional in baking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But so being intentional is important, right? If you want to pursue a dream, at least because you're not sure, because sometimes the dream is big, right? But then you have to start small.
Yeah.
But even starting small, you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Because you've got to say that, okay, I'm not sure about making 100 cakes and making it as a livelihood.
Yeah.
But I must start with one or two, or try out some recipes and get a bit more serious, right? So that's how you started.
There was a season, I came back in December 2013, so that's what I shared. I was more intentional in baking. So it went on for about a year, but it kind of like died down also in the end. Yeah, like I was baking in the beginning, then down the road, different things came into the picture, and I was still baking on and off, but I didn't take it to the next level until I think about 1.5 years later. Again, God spoke to me, and I kind of like pick it up again, and that got me thinking a bit more about timing, about the decision that I make, about the leap that I want to take, whether it is at the right time, whether I'm prepared for it or not. Yeah, because if let's say I were to jump into it, it could be a suicide also. Yeah, not ready, but you are just brewing with the desire, just that emotion that run wild in you, but you're not prepared for it. So
timing is important, right?
Yeah, so timing.
Okay.
Again, I took some time. I think it was about 1 year, at least 1 year later. Well, of course, during that 1 year, again, I prepared myself even more than the year before.
Okay.
And I constantly talk to people.
More intentional even.
Yeah, even making more often and letting people try my cakes.
Okay.
And I continue to share my dreams and my desire, because I believe as you speak it, you actually remind yourself also that, hey, you have shared this dream and you should walk your talk and not just tell people about it, but are you putting actions into your word? Are you doing something about making your dream come true?
Sure.
So I'm thankful to people that I can really trust, people who can relate to me, people who can support and encourage me.
People who are probably also honest, encouraging,
honest
supportive,
feedback also.
honest feedback. Friends that you can trust their
genuine friends.
Their words, right? But I like the fact that you got more serious. Therefore, you spoke more about it. Because I think sometimes when you're not serious, that's when you are even scared to even speak about it. And then of course you said that you have friends. So I think that's important, right? Especially if you're doing business, is to let them try samples, right? Give me honest feedback. I think that's important, because some people just jump straight away and do a cafe. And then they never got any honest feedback. Some people go like, hey, actually, you're not a baker, maybe you should go and do char kway teow. People tasted your cakes and went like, Joe, this is great. Or maybe they say, hey, a bit too sweet, or just nice, or whatever it is. And so you had friends, you get honest feedback, and then you built on that, and you became more courageous, I'm sure. You became more confident, I'm sure. So
actually,
what happened from there as your confidence grew?
So like you said, confidence, because sometimes when I let people try, I myself don't even have confidence in my own products. But it is
usually
through
the
their
case.
Feedback, that I realized, actually it worked.
Okay.
So it really helped boost the confidence in me.
Were all your cakes firstly all cheesecakes?
Yes.
I think so, right? I can remember you giving me.
I thought I
taste
should.
of you. Okay.
So I thought I should focus, in what I like, and as I think about it, right, I don't think in the Klang Valley there is a place where it sells purely cheesecake. They have a variety, pound cake, butter cake, whatsoever, but one that really focuses on everything cheesecake.
Okay.
So I thought, I can try to focus on it, and then have a variety of flavors.
Right.
After I finally resigned and gave my letters of my notice and started my home bakery, when I started, I have this dream. Well, I want to own a very nice cafe with fancy interior design, dream big, have the big vision. It's fine to have that, but I thought it's so good when I hear that, start from what you have. A friend told me. So I thought, okay, I have a house, I have a kitchen, I can have a couple of ovens in my home. So why not? I start from what I have, the current resource. You don't have to exhaust yourself to look for a place, and it requires a lot of capital also. So when I started, so I made the necessary preparation, and before that, I run a small baking class. Yeah, that also came from a lot of support, a lot of encouragement from my friend. So we targeted 10. At first I thought, my friend gave me, target 10 people. Yeah, and I thought 10 people is a lot of people. I just went ahead, sent out the invite, got friends. And then friend invited friends. Yeah, so eventually we gathered 10 people, and I started just by the pool at my apartment there. Just teaching them matcha cheesecake, and I had fun. Really, it's a very good experience, and it's so amazing to see encouragement and support from friends to help me with the class, with the washing after that, and the feedback from them, how they enjoyed it, and from that class, it really boosted my confidence to go ahead even more to start the home bakery.
Right.
So again, my years of working in agency, and also restaurant in F&B industry, I was in F&B for 2 to 3 years. So from writing to coming out with menu to promoting the products, the marketing and all that, it really helped me to start my bakery. From how I arrange for photo shoot, what flavors, how to market it, social media and all that. I could start with ease because of the experiences that I have gained.
So I'm just thinking as you're sharing this with me that we shouldn't despise the things that we are learning. Sometimes we don't see it as learning. Sometimes we see it as like, it's so bothersome. It's so boring. Why am I doing all these trivial things? Why am I doing things that has no connection at all with my dream? But actually, if you look back, everything sort of like was stepping stone. Everything was learning curve.
Mini milestones.
Things that actually you never knew connected. But then now you go like, wow, it actually helps to strengthen what I'm doing now. Okay.
It sets the foundation.
So I guess you have to be faithful with the little things at the start, right?
Correct.
And then find out that later it actually does work.
So we decided to just go to a local, just a GP, because some of our friends said, okay, in the beginning you don't have to waste your money to go to a gynae, just choose a GP and just to confirm the pregnancy. And the first scan showed, he said, yeah, confirm you're pregnant, there's a little sac there, and so we're like, yay, happy. And he said, okay, come back in 2 weeks time, and that would be our 7th week pregnant, so that we can check on the growth of the baby, and then to also hear the heartbeat. So we're like, okay. So we went back to the same GP at 7 weeks to do the checkup. So we were all excited because everyone around us told us that, oh, the first time you hear a baby's heartbeat is such a thing to hear that there's a life inside you and there's a heartbeat. So he was prepping us and doing. Then he was trying very hard, and then his face he didn't say, he was a question mark face, and he suddenly was very quiet. So, but me, I'm still like smiling, and I'm like, I'm going to hear the heartbeat. And I think Joel also was like looking very hard at the screen, like trying to see something there. But he was very quiet, and it's like he kept saying, I cannot confirm. And then he took us off the table and went to sit at his desk and said that, maybe it's my machine. My machine might be old. So I would recommend that you go to a proper gynae to double check and to confirm. So he wrote a letter for us, and so we went out feeling a bit confused, like, okay, we're still not sure what we're confirming or not confirming, but how come he didn't hear the heartbeat? So, because he said his machine's old, so we're like, okay, maybe it's his machine. We went out, took the letter with us. The letter was not sealed, so we opened the letter, and it said there, patient has possible miscarriage. So when we read that, we were a bit like, okay, because he didn't say anything, and so we're a bit like, okay, maybe we should go and get a second opinion or get it checked. So we went to this gynae, and in hindsight, I think when he checked us, he thought we already knew it because he read the letter, but we didn't know it. So when he checked, he just went, and he's this typical Chinese guy, and he went like, confirm no more heartbeat, okay, baby not growing, okay, confirm. And we were like, and we just broke down.
So we go straight into HBU now.
Yeah.
So again, HBU is Home Bakers United.
Yeah.
Tell us when it started and tell us what it's about.
So it started when there is a recognition of different talents within our community, a community of home bakers who love baking, who are also good in baking. The idea is to gather all of them to come and bake together and to sow into a cause or into a purpose.
So all these are home bakers on their own, individually.
Yeah,
they were
on
part
a
of a
side.
community. So what did you share with them? What was the cause all about? What was the idea behind it?
So when I gathered different ones of them, I realized, hey, different bakers have different strengths.
Okay,
some are very good in local kueh, like a mom. Some are
Like
very
you
good
are
in
cheesecake,
cookies.
right? Cheesecake queen now.
Cake.
And so you got kueh.
Some are good in fondant, just different skills and talents, and there's so much more that we can do
That's quite
when we
fun.
come together. Yeah, really. So the first time we met, we asked them to bring, one or two of your specialties, over, and then it's amazing how we
So
saw
it
a whole
wasn't just a meeting, but it was like
like a feast
like
also.
like a food cake tasting kind of
Delicacies.
That's nice.
So there's a German mom who is very good in bread also. So that was a good meeting where we share more about the vision of Home Bakers United, how we can empower the community within our reach with soft skill, and perhaps they can earn from the skills that we impart to them.
Sure.
Especially we have very good connection with different refugee communities, how they have challenges in finding jobs, supporting the family, and this is perhaps something that can help to earn little profit, for the survival of the family. Really it's about
good.
empowering the community in need within our reach with the talents that we have.
So I'm guessing that you gathered these bakers, these home bakers. That's why it's called Home Bakers United, because you united them, and then they probably will bake. Do they also have an avenue to sell?
I would say some of them, they do not.
Okay.
Perhaps only a handful of them, they have their own platform.
Okay.
So what we do is, we get them to, after we sample some of their specialties, we thought, hey, perhaps we can take one of these few items to sell the platform of Home Bakers United in church. That time it was on every Sunday, so we will order different items from different home bakers to sell, and also we announce to church members and so beyond that hey, for every slice of cake that you buy, every loaf that you buy, it's actually sowing into a cause.
Right.
And the time we started, we really get a lot of support from the church community.
Okay.
They buy because they believe in the cause behind it.
So one idea is to get home bakers to bake and also to bake for the church, so that when we sell to our church members and partners, the profit will go back into whatever it is that we are trying to do for the poor or marginalized community, right? But the other strategy is also, as you said earlier, to also teach the marginalized community to come to the baking school to learn skills so that hopefully they can bake and sell. It all sounds very nice, like every dream and every business that we write out a plan is always very nice sounding plans, but I'm sure the challenges, right? Tell us some of the challenges.
So the first year when we started, we focused more on selling. Or getting people to know about Home Bakers United through the products. So like you shared, one of the key challenges would be, because all these home bakers, they bake on a side, it's not a full-time job. So sometimes when different things or their work get in the way, so it's a bit hard to fulfill the orders that we place towards them. So sometimes sometimes maybe 1 week you have a full range of different products, a lot of them. And sometimes you may have limited choices because of different challenges from the bakers themselves. Because they are not full-time.
So you're saying that you were doing good in the sales. The church partners were buying cakes and loving it. But then you find that you can't be consistent because the home bakers do not take this as priority number one, right? Because they have other priorities, got children, husband, whatever else. And so maybe you said, oh, we need 3 cakes next week. And maybe they go, oh, I can't next week, how about the week after? And you're talking about those kind of challenges, right? So if that is affected, then your customers also will go like, You know, when is this happening? When is it not happening? And it will affect the business because it goes with the cycle. Okay, that's a challenge. I think that's a big challenge. Yeah.
As I approach them, I realize that not everyone can commit to it. So probably at the end of the day, it comes down to a handful of bakers. And sometimes, you want to create new excitement every week to encourage people to buy. And sometimes maybe you sell the same thing for the whole year. So F&B, you gotta constantly come up with something new also. So we're trying to have that, but with the limited resources that we have. So those are one of the challenges that we face.
Was it also a challenge to find staff? Or not staff, because it's all volunteer basis?
First of all, we are a social enterprise and we rely heavily on volunteers and they're not paid, so it's really the volunteer to help us. So I remember what happened usually the day or 2 days before, Friday, Saturday. I create a group and ask who is available. And also, all our volunteers, they are also involved in different ministries. So sometimes it's probably down to one, and I'm thankful just for that one to help me juggle. It's not easy. Sometimes you have to sell, you have to pack it, you have to get payment, you have to record, do closing, do the cleaning. And then sometimes we sell from 8 a.m. the first service all the way to 4 p.m. service when we had that. So the closing
full day
is 7 or 7:30.
So it's not easy work, right?
Yeah.
Even though you have a dream, and some people could say, "Oh, this is the dream job. I don't have to work." But actually, the dream job really requires a lot of hours and sacrifice.
But the first year, it was good, even though sometimes it's down to a few items, but those are the items that are top sellers that people really love. And sometimes when we don't have that, people will ask for it. Or sometimes they will pre-order on the site. So thankfully, the whole year has been very encouraging. That allowed us to go into a different strategy in this year because starting from this year, we kind of like focus more on the school. Just this year itself, because last year we had some public classes also. That means it's a paid class. People enjoy what they learn. So this year, so far, if I do remember correctly, we have at least 4 classes as of now. So 2.
Just this year?
Just this year alone. So this
4 classes.
we kind of like really focus a lot on classes now. So the first 2 classes, we partner with a refugee organization. Where they will pick, because they have different schools under their belt. So they will select different teenagers from different schools to come. Those that they think they are able to learn and they are able to duplicate what they learn back home and do something about it, to sell whatsoever. And the third class was also another community, but we teach them different things like decoration on the cookies, because we know that group, they are already doing cookies. They're already selling. But I think that class was meant to help them enhance the look, the decoration on the cookies. So the 3 class was done by different bakers. So we rotate different one of them.
So you still use your home bakers who used to bake for you, but now it's not so much sales. Now it's like, why don't you come and help us teach some of your strengths to the community?
I just remember, so the first 2 class, I actually engaged Doris, who is a mom from Germany. So she's very good in German bread and also pizza dough. So the first 2 class we did with the different communities and they love it.
These are the refugees, right?
Yeah, the refugees. And then the third class was also another home baker who's good with the cookies, deco, and piping. The one that I taught last week, was to a group of moms also from a community from Angsana, because we had partnership with them. So that one, HBU partnered with another social business under AYA as well. It's called the DVFA, the Dream Village Football Association. So they already had relationship with this group of moms from Angsana. So we tap into their connection. And I just asked the coordinator Albert, we want to do some class, to teach the mom. And so happened this group of moms, they don't have basic skill in baking. So I thought it was good. Let's start with the basic then. Let's do cupcakes. Let's do some simple buttercream deco on it, and then they can sell also. So it happened last week. Whenever we teach, we want to make sure that they come and learn something. So I always check, what is their level. Do they have the basic skills, or they are good already, but they want to learn fondant? So this one is without baking skills. So we go back to the basic. So what is really fulfilling from the class is that, after the class, all of them, they come and ask, what is your next class? I want to come and learn how to bake cheesecake. They keep asking, Cikgu, when is it? Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So would this be what you regard as the success stories of HBU?
It is, yeah.
That which brings you satisfaction?
Yeah. Even the class before this, the home baker also shared with me how fulfilling she felt to be able to teach the teenagers, because she realized the creativity in this teenagers community. Yeah, how she doesn't have to show much, but just a simple instruction, they are able to just flaunt their creative skills and do the deco on the cookies. And this is her first time. She was a bit stressed out preparing before it, but seeing the result, seeing the joy on the face of all these kids, and that really bring her much fulfillment.
Great.
She really enjoyed it very much.
That's what it's about, right? It's about having fulfillment, satisfaction. I mean, success, I think, should be a huge part of it, not just in terms of money and profits, but what it brings to you, the one who's helping, and also the one who's receiving help. That it really adds value to all involved, including if there's a sponsor or a volunteer. Everyone involved got to feel like, when we go home to sleep tonight, we sleep a good sleep, knowing that we have done a good deed. I'm very thankful to hear that that it's only 1.5 years, but you guys are probably finding your footing, knowing exactly. I mean, you tried different things. Some worked, some didn't, and then you work on your strengths. But I think it's a beautiful idea, right? To already tap on people who are already doing it, like home bakers. It's not like something new to them, or but you're just adding more value, adding more opportunities for greater satisfaction. I mean, like, why just bake for your family, right? When you can bake for a larger family, when you can teach your skills, impart your strengths to others, and then empower them, right? Okay, so it's 1.5 years now. What are the unfulfilled dreams yet in your heart and mind concerning HBU that you hope that one day you can expand?
Now and years down the road, I really look forward to partnering with more people or bodies, different bodies who actually already have a community of people that are interested to learn, and we can collaborate in that sense. I would love to see more partnerships to come, collaborations, and beyond just teaching, because like myself or different bakers also, they have experience beyond just baking, perhaps like sometimes cost calculation, how do you market your product, and also finances. I think not just about the skill, it's a more all-round support that we can give to the community. So step one, of course, is you need to get the product right. Then after that, how do you market, how do you sell at the right price? Because sometimes, as I chat with them, maybe some of them they're selling at the rather low price, and whether they can justify with the time that they've put into the baking. We talk about funds or loans for those who are committed, who are serious about taking this baking a step further, to make a living out of it. That one also we can look into it and support them in a more all-round manner.
Okay. So I like the idea about partnerships because you're right. It's not just only the baking and the getting out the final product onto the table, but what are you going to do with it, right? So even if you wanted to take a nice picture of the cake to put it onto a flyer, you need to know a little bit about photography, or at least partner with somebody who is willing to take photographs for you. And then there's website, how do you do it? Facebook, how do you do it? Sometimes people start from scratch. It's not just that they don't have any baking knowledge, they don't have any knowledge at all with marketing, sales, how should they cost their cake. Some people think, as long as I charge you RM1 more, but they didn't think about transportation, etc. So maybe you partner with accountants or business people who come in and do the costing for them. Some people might even say, okay, now that I know of your school doing such a good job, maybe a flour company might say, here's some flour. Sugar company might say, I mean, I don't mind, we don't mind putting their branding there. It's okay. Right? I mean, I watch MasterChef sometimes and I realize there are a lot of brandings there, sponsors, but that's for MasterChef. But this one is for a cause, you know,
Yeah.
for the community. So I think partnership is a great way to go, Jo. And I wish you well.
Thank you.
You and I think your team, right?
Yeah,
Who is
team.
the other team member that?
Amelia.
Amelia, that's right. So it's Amelia and Joe having started this.
Yeah.
And together with the team of bakers.
Yeah.
So I salute you, Joe, for running your own bakery, and also HBU. It's not easy, for going through all the challenges and yet still going at it and having dreams moving forward to do more for the community.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
again
you. Thank you for the opportunity.
turning around your cafe today to be a studio. And I wish you all the best, Joe, in the days to come.
Yeah.
Let me shake your hand.
The realization just came like, Alvin, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing what I love. And the thought that came was, yeah, but you are working really hard for entertainment.